Days of Our Lives, DOOL. Spoilers for Friday, November 27th, tease that the drama's about to heat up on the NBC soap. Before we talk about what's in store, we should note that Days will be preempted on Thursday, November 26th. Once the Thanksgiving holiday is over, DOOL will return with a brand new episode on Friday. Primus player placeholder. Now let's get to what's happening in Friday's show. For starters, Gwen Rice-Sheck, Emily O'Brien, will continue to create suspicions and doubts in Chad DiMera's, Billy Flynn, mind. Gwen wants Chad to believe Abigail DiMera, Marcy Miller, is having an affair with Jake Lambert, Brendan Barish, so she'll keep manipulating the situation every chance she gets. Chad will remain oblivious to Gwen's sneaky moves, but he'll soon have another problem to deal with. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Gabby Hernandez DiMera, Camila Banus, will come strutting in the DiMera mansion, so Chad certainly won't be happy about her return. However, this is Gabby's house, so Chad will have to get over it. Gabby will probably claim her mom's doing much better, which means she's back to stay. Of course, DOOL fans know the story about Gabby's ill mother was bogus. Gabby was actually driven out of town by the threat Eduardo Hernandez, a Martinez, was facing, which put their whole family in danger. Thankfully, that threat's been taken care of, so viewers may learn more about that at some point. In the meantime, Gabby will spar with Chad and go looking for Jake in hopes of reuniting. Days spoilers say Gabby will spot Jake and Kate Roberts, Lauren Koslow, in bed together on Monday, but the Friday cliffhanger may kick off Gabby's infuriating discovery. While Gabby faces a shocker, Rafe Hernandez, Galen Girang, will face some bombshells of his own. Days of Our Lives spoilers state that Rafe will bump into Roman Brady, Josh Taylor, who'll reveal that Sarah Brady Weston, Victoria Conifal, is dead according to Vincent Bellman, Michael Tay. That'll be a tough blow for Rafe to wrap his head around, but another one's on the way. When Rafe asks about Hope Brady, Christian Alfonso, he'll get updates on her decision to leave Salem. Hope couldn't accept Vincent's version of events as fact, which is fair considering Vincent is a scheming liar whose main goal was getting revenge on Ben Weston, Robert Scott Wilson. Although Hope can't be certain Sarah's still out there somewhere, she couldn't live with herself if she didn't at least try to find her daughter. Rafe will understand, but he'll hate that he wasn't there for Hope when she needed him most. While Rafe reacts to Roman's news, Abigail will hope she can find a way forward with Jack Devereaux, Matthew Ashford. Although Abigail doesn't approve of what Jack did with Kate, she knows she could have handled the whole situation better. Abigail will offer a sincere apology, so Jack will forgive Abby and offer an apology of his own. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Friday's episode will have plenty of heated confrontations and heartfelt moments, so stick with DOOL. With a glance around, Philip knocked on the door to Ava's apartment. Around the corner, Sarah eavesdropped out of sight. When Ava opened the door, Philip explained he had been waylaid by some friends. Annoyed, Ava ordered Philip to enter. Sarah held her phone around the corner and snapped a photo. Inside the apartment, Ava asked Philip why he was in a sour mood. Philip grumbled about Belle and Sean and that they were getting remarried. "Don't tell me you're still carrying a torch for Belle Black?" a shocked Ava responded. Philip admitted he was not quite over Belle. Ava noted that Philip had no chance with Belle because Sean was the love of Belle's life. With a shrug, Philip said that a part of him had always expected Belle to find her way back to him. "Guess it's time to put that dream to rest once and for all," Philip said. "You think I don't know what you're going through? Every time I think about Steve with that twit Kayla, I want to break something," Ava said. Ava admitted she had gone to Steve's apartment, but that she had not gone through with talking to Steve. "It's probably for the best, since you're supposed to be dead, and Steve's son is still doing time for killing you," Philip said. Ava mentioned that she had seen Tripp in the park. "So much that I want to tell Tripp. So much I want to know about him and his life," Ava said. When Ava noted that she was not sure how much longer she could remain in hiding, Philip warned Ava to stay dead. Do you really think a big reveal will have a happy ending? Philip asked. Probably not, Ava admitted. Philip suggested that Ava leave Salem, but Ava said she did not trust Philip. Unless you stop disappointing me very, very soon, I might decide that you are not worth keeping around, Ava said. It's not easy to launder millions with my co-CEO breathing down my neck, Philip reminded Ava. Ava laughed and noted that Xander was no threat. Find a way to neutralize him, or I will, Ava said. Philip argued there was no need to kill Xander, because I could use Sarah to make Xander jealous. All I have to do is pay attention to the pretty lady and push his buttons until he does something really stupid, Philip said. Ava told Philip that she did not care if he seduced Sarah or not as long as Philip removed Xander as an obstacle. After laundering your money and paying back my gambling debts, you're going to leave me the hell alone? Philip asked. With a mischievous grin, Ava said, Of course I will, Philip. You have my word. At Julie's place, Xander ordered Charlie to keep an eye on Philip. As Charlie nodded in agreement, Claire walked in. Claire asked to speak to Charlie privately. I'm just trying to understand why a girl like Claire wouldn't want to go out with a great guy like you, Xander said. Charlie attempted to defend Claire, but Xander interrupted repeatedly. But I do like Charlie. A lot. Claire said. You do? Charlie asked with surprise. Claire explained that she had declined Charlie's invitation because her parents were getting married that night. Claire asked Charlie to be her date. I totally understand if you think it's weird. I mean, we go on one date, and then, boom, I invite you to this big family event, Claire said. He'd love to go, Xander said. Charlie smiled at Claire. Claire told Xander that she was grateful for his enthusiasm, but she preferred to hear Charlie answer her question. Xander's right. I'd love to go, Charlie said. Charlie asked Xander for permission to take time off work, and Xander gave his blessing. Just make sure to tell Pop who made it happen, Xander said to Claire. Whatever, Claire said dismissively. Claire and Charlie made plans to meet up before the ceremony. With a grin, Claire ran off to meet up with her mother. Meeting the family? Alone? What have I gotten myself into? Charlie said. Xander counseled Charlie to relax. Charlie worried aloud that he was too nervous to talk to Claire's family. You're smart. You're good-looking. You're an all-around great guy. Just hold on to that, and you'll be fine, Xander said. As Charlie walked out, Sarah rushed in. Did you follow Philip to his big meeting? Xander asked. Sarah smiled and said, I know who he is working for. Sarah admitted she did not know the woman's name, but she had snapped a photo on her phone. When Sarah showed the picture to Xander, he frowned. Xander pointed out that the woman in the picture was a blur. Can you describe her? Xander asked. Sarah gave a generic description, and she added that she knew where to find the mysterious woman. Xander suggested that they go to the apartment and confront Philip and the woman. With a shake of her head, Sarah advised Xander to bide his time and collect evidence. Xander announced he would stake out the apartment and then break into it after the woman left. Sarah insisted on going with Xander. It's illegal, and it could be dangerous. We have no idea what kind of people Philip is working with, Xander said. Sarah told Xander that she did not scare easily. When Xander wavered, Sarah offered to give Xander his favorite biscuits if he let her tag along. We are a team. You have to do exactly what I say, Xander said. Sarah agreed. Xander thanked Sarah for believing in him. I wish I would have done it from the beginning, and I'm really sorry, baby, Sarah said. Sarah added, I'm ready to take that jerk Philip down for good. At Ava's apartment, Ava warned Philip to keep her updated so that she did not need to chase him around Salem. Or what? You'll sick your cousin on me? Philip said as he walked out. Ava slammed the door behind him. Down the hallway, Sarah whispered to Xander, Do you recognize her? Xander said he had not been able to get a good look at the woman, but her voice was familiar to him. Now, we wait, Xander said. After Marlena bought flowers in the town square, she ran into Brady as he pushed Rachel in her stroller. These are for you, sister, Marlena said. When Brady asked why, Marlena was surprised that no one had told Brady that Belle and Sean were getting remarried. Brady admitted that he had noticed a voicemail from Belle, but he had not listened to it yet. I had no idea that Belle and Sean were thinking about getting married again, Brady said. Marlena explained that Belle had spontaneously decided to get remarried on the anniversary of her first wedding to Sean. I assume there is no Paul, no Sammy, no Eric? Brady asked. Marlena's smile fell away, and she admitted that it was too late for Paul or Eric to make the ceremony. And I don't know if Sammy was notified, Marlena said. They're still not speaking? Really? Brady asked. With a shrug, Marlena said that Belle was still angry that Sammy had unleashed Jan on Salem. Brady promised to attend the wedding after he dropped Rachel off at a playdate. I'm sure Belle will appreciate having at least one sibling there. I just wish these women could solve the rift between them, Marlena said. Sammy always seems to go one step too far. I understand why Belle is upset with her, Brady said. Brady added that it was a relief that Jan could not do anything but be annoying. With a nod, Marlena said that she knew Jan had regularly attended her psychiatric appointments, and she hoped Jan would stay on her meds and work through her issues. At the penthouse, Sean joked with John about asking John for his permission to marry Belle. It's kind of hard to do when my daughter did the proposing, John said. John added, you've always had my permission. I could not ask for a better husband to my little Tink than you, John said. Sean vowed to always protect Belle and Claire. After moving the furniture to accommodate the guests, John asked Sean if something was bothering him. Sean confessed that he wished more of the family could be there for the wedding instead of scattered around the world. It's like I have nobody here to represent my side of the family, Sean said. You still got us. We're your family, too, Sean. Always will be, John said. When Charlie arrived, he introduced himself to Sean. Claire invited him apparently, John said. Charlie said he had taken Claire to dinner. So, you're the one that kept her out past midnight, Sean said. Was it that late? Charlie stammered. When Sean questioned Charlie about his job, Charlie admitted he worked for Philip at Titan. Great guy, Charlie said. Yeah, not in my book, Sean grumbled. When Charlie mumbled that he was closer to Xander, John noted, Xander shot my wife. Nervous, Charlie said that he was not close to Xander, but Xander had given him advice about Claire. Sean narrowed his eyes, and he asked about the advice. Charlie fumbled for words, and then he said he liked Claire and would not hurt her. What exactly are your intentions with my daughter? Sean barked. Charlie stressed that his intentions were honorable and that he would never hurt Claire. Sean announced that both he and John were cops. Sean joked that John was the type of guy you never saw coming until it was too late. Charlie nervously laughed, and he said, I guess I better keep my eyes open. With an appraising look, Sean told Charlie that he and John were protective of Claire. Charlie promised that he meant what he had said. I will never hurt your daughter, Charlie said. At the Salem Inn, Belle's face fell when she opened the door to her room and found Jan in the hallway. Claire told me that you and Sean are getting remarried today, so I just had to come and congratulate you, Jan said. Suspicious, Belle asked Jan how she had known where to find her. Jan told Belle that Claire had told her. Belle started to close the door, but Jan stopped her. I know how you feel about me, but I just want you to know that I am really happy for you and Sean, Jan said. Belle laughed in disbelief. Jan reiterated that she was happy for Belle, and she had brought Belle a wedding gift. Jan held out a carton. Belle eyed the box warily. Belle reminded Jan that the last gift Jan had given her had been a bomb. Jan promised that she was a new person. Why would I want a gift from you? Go away, Belle said. Jan noted that she had been on her best behavior, and she wanted to make amends to Belle. I know you were upset with me about pressing charges against Philip, but Belle, he threatened me, Jan said. You wanted to make trouble, and don't even get me started on how you've been harassing Claire, Belle said. Jan argued that she had a bond with Claire. I want to make things right, just like Claire does. Everyone has given her a second chance. Why can't they? Why can't you give me one, too? Jan asked. With a groan, Belle took the gift. Jan encouraged Belle to open it. Reluctantly, Belle pulled off the lid. A spring-loaded toy snake popped out, and Jan cackled. You should have seen the look on your face, Jan said. When Belle yelled at Jan for scaring her half to death, Jan pulled out a gun. I certainly don't like to do things halfway, Jan said. Shocked, Belle backed into the room. What happened to making amends? To doing the right thing? Belle asked. With a shrug, Jan said she had lied. Jan muttered that Belle had ruined her plan to push Belle back with Philip. You really are insane, Belle whispered. Belle told Jan that Sean did not love Jan, but Jan insisted that her connection to Sean would last a lifetime. You locked him in a cage. You tied him to a bed, Belle said. Jan insisted that Sean would have fallen for her if Belle had not intervened that summer. You've always been afraid that Sean would come to his senses and dump you for me, Jan said. That's ridiculous, Belle said. With a smirk, Jan said she had watched Belle's desperate proposal to Sean at the police station. Belle asked Jan not to hurt Claire. I really don't like the thought of causing Claire any pain. She is such a sweetheart. But you're the only thing standing in the way of my happily ever after, Jan said. Jan argued that she had no choice but to stop Belle from marrying the love of Jan's life. If you kill me, Sean will never even look at you again. He'll hate you, Belle pleaded. Jan disagreed. Maybe he'll thank me for setting him free from the woman who claims to love him but who has no problem cheating on him, Jan said. Jan told Belle that she did not deserve Sean. Belle agreed. But the bond that Sean and I share, it is unbreakable, and I've been lucky enough to earn his love back, Belle said. Jan told Belle her luck had run out. As Belle pleaded for Jan to stop, Claire knocked on the door. Jan told Belle that she did not want to hurt Claire, but Belle needed to follow her instructions. With Jan shoving a gun in Belle's back, Belle answered the door. Belle prevented Claire from entering the room, and she asked Claire to call Sean about her bracelet. Why can't you call him? Claire asked. Because I can't, Belle snapped. Belle apologized, and she blamed her nerves. Belle claimed that she preferred to get ready alone. Confused, Claire asked Belle if she still needed help with her makeup. I'm okay. I'll see you there, Belle said. Belle told Claire that she loved her. Reluctantly, Claire backed up as Belle closed the door. That's strange, Claire whispered. What's strange? Brady said as he walked up. Claire told Brady about her weird encounter with Belle. She kind of yelled at me. Like she was trying to get rid of me, Claire said. With a shrug, Brady noted that Belle was likely nervous. Brady offered to give Claire a ride to the penthouse, and after a moment of hesitation, Claire followed Brady down the hallway. When Brady and Claire arrived at the penthouse, Claire introduced Charlie to Brady. Are you sweating? Claire asked Charlie. Charlie said that Belle's family had been welcoming. Claire said she had stopped to see her mother, but Belle had sent her away. I just hope she doesn't need my help, Claire said. Claire mentioned that Charlie worked for Philip and Xander. My sympathies, Brady joked. With a shrug, Charlie said things had not been too bad. Brady advised Charlie to stay neutral in the war between Philip and Xander. After Brady went to check on Sean, Charlie told Claire about his conversation with her father and grandfather. I'm so sorry I wasn't here to protect you. Do you wish you never came? Claire asked. "This is the only place I want to be," Charlie said. When Sean and Brady returned to the living room, Sean asked Brady to be his best man. "I'd be honored," Brady said. Sean handed the rings to Brady. "Now, all we need is a bride," Sean said with a laugh. At the Salem Inn, Jan told Belle that she was relieved she had not been forced to hurt Claire. "Claire is the best friend I've ever had." "Certainly better than you or me ever were," Jan grumbled. Belle asked for a second chance to be the kind of friend she should have been to Jan. "Stop acting like a condescending bitch," Jan yelled. Jan said she intended to take back what Belle had stolen from her. Jan blamed Belle for ruining her life. Jan noted that Belle had everything that Jan had wanted with Sean, and Belle had taken Sean for granted. "You're not worthy to be Sean's wife, and I'm going to make sure you never hurt him again," Jan said. As Jan's attention was distracted by the dress on the bed, Belle grabbed the gun and tackled Jan onto the bed. At the penthouse, Claire asked Sean what he thought of Charlie. "He's all right," Sean said. When Claire teased her father, Sean noted that no one was good enough for his Claire Bear. Claire warned Sean not to call her that in front of Charlie. Across the room, John told Marlena how excited he was to finally walk Belle down the aisle. Marlena lamented that Stefano had kept John from Belle's first wedding to Sean. Marlena thought about the first wedding and the vows. "She's parking her car," Sean called out as he looked at a message on his phone. Everyone took their places as John hustled into the hallway to meet up with his daughter. The bride stood there, a thick veil covering her face. "Sounds like they're playing your song, kid," John said as he handed the bride her bouquet. John held out his arm, and the bride took it. John escorted the bride into the penthouse and over to Sean. "I cannot wait to marry you," Sean said. Sean lifted the veil. It was Jan. "Neither can I," Jan said.